Hello everyone. So I am back with our project for the February subscription box. This is just one of the projects. This is the project that comes inside of your box. And my thought here was to do something a little different because I've had a few people want to do some mixed media stuff. So I thought what we would do is an altered chip brush here. And just kind of have fun with the paper dolls that I created from the Fairy Whispers collection. I have my chip brush, and this came in your subscription box. If you didn't get a subscription box, you could use any paintbrush. And then these are part of the new digitals that came with the subscription box, but they're also offered outside of the subscription box. And I have the link down below if you're wanting to create this project and purchase the digitals. So there's two here. I'm only going to create one, and I'm thinking, I don't know if I want to use her or if I want to use her yet. So I just kind of put both of them here in front of me so you can see. You'll have an option. You could, get two paintbrushes and create two, but for this, I'm just going to create the one due to time. I'm very short on time. All right, so I think what I'm going to do is start off with some trims, and what I have here is just this little piece of lace, and this will come in the subscription box. And I think what I'm going to do is just kind of glue it to give it kind of a pleated look there. Now I could paint the silver on here, but there's some silver embellishments that I'm going to use, and I might just leave it silver. I might go back and lift all this up and paint it as we go along. I'm not quite sure yet what I want to do, but I do believe I want to start with this as one of my pieces here. So I'm going to go ahead and glue this piece down. So I'm going to just start by placing a little glue on the front and on the side here. Let's see, let's cut this down. And I'm just going to play with each and see which one I want to use here. So I can use her. And we can build her dress down. So what we could do is maybe something like that. Just kind of bring that behind. Or we could use her. And I think I like her. So I'm going to go ahead and I think I'm going to work with her. And I cut right along here to separate the skirt from the top. So we can maybe do something kind of maybe fun like this and put this behind. And then of course we have her fairy wings, which will go like so, and then we'll use a brad to connect her other arm. But what I want to do is kind of figure out how I want to build her dress here. Definitely want to add, some more things here. So in your subscription box, you'll find some corners, and I have already cut these down. And so what I'm thinking is for some added texture, and maybe to help combine it all, we can maybe do something like that. And then maybe even on the wing, we could add in something on the wing here, like so. And I think I like that. I just need to figure out, if I want to take some Distress Oxides with the chipboard and give some color to them, or we could even take our stickles, or we could stamp on it and use our embossing powder here. And I think the embossing glitter would be really pretty, so I might do something like that. But first I still want to add in a few more trim layers, I'm thinking. So what I did is I just took some cotton fabric and I cut it in little strips. And what I might do before I glue that on is just add in just a few under here of these little like tassel fabric pieces. Maybe, we'll see here. And I kind of want them all different lengths. But I thought it'd be kind of pretty to add these in and just kind of have them flow, maybe with her dress. One behind the dress or the wing, maybe like right there. Do like a little ribbon or something. And then I did have this piece. I made some cuts like this going upwards. And I think I'm going to just take and maybe place that over like so. And maybe I might just bring that down a little bit over that pink area there. And we can add in our chipboard piece. I might just do something like that. I'm going to go ahead and start gluing down some more pieces. So I think what I want to do is start with this piece. And for the back side, you know, you could just lay some lace over it to kind of clean that up. I think I'm going to glue it right about there, like right where that line is where the brush is. And I forgot to mention that I did print my pieces on 110-pound cardstock, but if your printer won't, you know, print cardstock because it will make your printer jam, you could just print on regular copy paper and then take some cereal board and glue it onto some cereal board and then cut it out. I'm going to go ahead and I'm thinking I might want to distress some of these pieces here. I think I might do that. Okay, so in your subscription box, you'll find a stamp, and this one's the Charmed Medley stamp. And you could use any stamp for this part because you're not really going to see the stamp design. This is just something where I wanted to add a little bit of, I think, texture and design to my little fabric pieces here. And I think rather than trying to do it on these pieces that I've already cut, I'm just going to take a piece of my cotton and I'm just going to take and cut a little piece here. And I'm just going to take and stamp it. Now this is a new stamp, I haven't used it before, so you know, I'm really gonna have to put lots of ink down. The color I'm using is the Thistle color in the Archival inks. You know, a little bit of texture and color to my fabric is all that I'm doing here. And I think I need just one more. So like I said, you really don't need much fabric here. I just kind of want to give this tattered, more of a shabby chic sort of look to it. And then what I'm going to do is just take, and I think I am going to distress some of those edges. And I want to just add in a few of these pieces here and there. Because again, I don't want to cover up too much of my paintbrush. I just want to add in, you know, a few extra pieces for mainly like texture and things like that. So I'm going to go ahead and glue these pieces underneath here. And then I have my little pleated piece of fabric here. And then, like I said, after I cut it out like this, I just took my scissors and I cut up. But I'm going to go ahead and glue this down. So I'm going to glue it right over this other lace here. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do is take some tulle here, and I think I'm just going to take and cut some pieces like this, and then again kind of gather them with my hand and then make some cuts going up. And maybe I want it underneath here. Let's see. I think I like it maybe under this pink purple fabric here. Yeah, I think right there. And then I can still see the paintbrush. I might even put just a little top layer up here. So I'm going to go ahead and glue a piece of this down under here. And then once I have everything, you know, glued underneath, I can glue the other pieces all the way down so, you know, don't see all this stuff underneath because it's pretty rough looking. And then I'm going to just take and cut all of these as needed. Okay, so I'm going to take another piece, and again I'm going to do the same thing and cut a little piece and then make these little slits there in the fabric. And this time I'm going to place it under my brush best as I can. Probably glued down a little more than I should have. That's a little too long. So what I think I'm going to do is just kind of piece it and use this top part for something else. And I'm just going to take and do some pieces here and there. Maybe just do those two actually. Maybe I could put this one on the end or something over here just to kind of soften that edge. And there we go. So just giving her a little kind of fairy-like dress, and then I'm going to take this and just kind of wrap it around that corner there. It's already sticking to some glue on the back there. I'm just going to kind of take and bring that around. So now I want to add in some bling to, I think, the parts of her dress, just a little bit. And I do have my piece, my textured piece here that I want to introduce. Maybe right there. And I think what I'm going to do is just take and use my Distress Oxides. And so I'm going to take all of my pieces that I cut. And again, it was one big corner, and so I just cut it into these pieces like this. And, you know, just, you could cut it however which way. I just want to add in some texture is all I really want to do here. And I'm just going to color it in with the Distress Oxide, kind of leaving a little bit of the chipboard color because I kind of like a little bit of that to show through. The next thing I'm going to do is take some of my embossing ink, and I'm going to take that same stamp, and again, it doesn't matter if I'm super perfect with this. This is just something where I want to introduce a little bit of the embossing texture on here. So, you know, as far as being perfect with this, I don't think it's really going to matter all that much. Just put a little right there. There. I'm going to take the embossing powder that came in your subscription box, and we're going to sprinkle some of this there. And I think I'm going to do a few of the other pieces as well. Okay, so there is my piece. It's all nice and glittery. I think I'm just going to take, and again, I don't want to cover up a lot of my paintbrush here, but I do want to make sure that, you know, you can see that piece there. So I'm going to go ahead and glue that down. I think the next thing I'm going to do is the butterfly, and I'm going to take one of these pieces that I cut. I think I'm going to bring it kind of just like that So I'm gonna go ahead and glue that down. And then after that dries, I'm going to take and glue it to the back of the paintbrush so that the wing sticks out right there. And then I have this piece. I thought just a little piece of this down at the bottom of her dress would look nice. So I'm going to go ahead and cut this down even further. Okay, I think what I'm going to do next is attach her arm and try to work around her arm to kind of see, you know, what I need to fill in there. So I'm going to put her arm up here where it belongs. I'm just going to punch a hole and then put a brad through. Kind of have this little jewel in them, so I might use those, but I mean you could use whatever brads you have on hand. And now her arm moves back and forth. Maybe I could do something like that. That actually looks kind of cool because it does look like she's got this corset on. I think I like that. So like maybe sideways like so. And then I will have to figure out where to cut this. And then I'm just going to take and bring it around, and this piece right here is a little wide. So again, and then I'm just going to shape it. And that kind of just ties it in with the rest of the dress. So I'm going to go ahead and glue that down. Okay. And now I think I'm going to work on her sleeve here and just try to tie some things up as far as fine details. I might add this little piece in on her dress there. Just add in some finishing touches. Okay, so I think what I'm going to do next is I just have this little piece left over and I'm going to, I think, add it right down here to kind of soften this chipboard piece right there. I'm going to put this little bling right there. And then I'm going to take another scrap piece and place this going over her sleeve there, kind of in the same direction. So I'm going to glue those down. And then I'll just cut off that excess there. And just kind of shape around her sleeve. I want that part, I need it to go down, so this part has to be shorter. I might put a little blingy thing there too. Right there maybe. Maybe down here on spots. Or I could just do some of the little bits of diamond wrap there. Which I might do. I think I'll just do some little embellishments there. Can even add some to the bristles. I don't know, let's see how that would look. Might look kind of neat. Take and just kind of bring some of those going down. So I'm just adding these little bits of bling. And you could, you could do all sorts of different things. This is just to kind of give you a little idea here and there of things that you can do. We'll go ahead and put some up there. I have so much glue sticking to my fingers. Do something like that. I still kind of like the idea of having some of that bling on the paintbrush a little bit here and there. I think that would look neat. Maybe just kind of a strip of it. Okay, and now the next thing I'm going to do, just to add a little support around here, I'm going to take one of those pieces from my chipboard and just place that there. Now, I was thinking I probably should have embossed all of those, but I'm just going to use my stickles. Okay, so I'm just going to put that right there, and that will introduce some of that texture there. All right, there we go. And then that will go and that will attach to her like so. I think I need a little bit of this here and there on the butterfly, just a little bit of that trim here and there just to kind of tie in with that back section there. And I think that's looking pretty good. Okay, so I'm just going to add a few more embellishments here. I kind of have her really blinged out, but I really want that kind of fairy princess look. And I just think that this diamond wrap just kind of embellishes her dress and gives her, you know, that kind of blinged out, really kind of extravagant sort of dress there. And there's probably a lot more I could do. I wish I had more time to work on this. I really do. Because I think I could sit here and have fun playing with this dress, like just keep adding and adding. But again, you know, I also don't want to make it too complicated. And I thought that this would be something that you could either, you know, kind of hang as a decoration, but my idea is to add it to a journal. So now I'm just adding the wings onto the back of the brush here. And I'm going to position those, I think, right there. Okay, so I have this one other piece that I think I'm going to use. I think I'm going to tuck this right behind this flourish, just to kind of maybe finish this edge here. And I think it just really adds a lot. And then I might take and just, you know, use a few more of these pieces just to kind of use them up and call it good. Just, you know, kind of take and piece these there to kind of finish off that edge there a little bit. Might leave one little section like this section open since that's a different part of her dress. And then I think I will call that good, and then I'll give you a little example of how this would look as the focal point of a journal cover. Okay, so I'm just going to finish up putting a few final touches on this, and then I'm going to call it good. I hope all of you enjoyed this project. I'm so sorry it was late. I was out of town for a few weeks celebrating my son's wedding, and I just got really behind on everything, but I'm going to try really hard to get caught up on everything. The March boxes, they'll be going out probably the first week in April. I got the new stamps in. I hope to do another video showing all of you that. And so I will be working on another video starting our March project. And then I will get the April boxes out and get caught up and do our April project. So I do appreciate all of you being patient with me on everything. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope it gave you lots of inspiration and ideas, and I hope that you will create more than just the one that I showed here. These are just so much fun to make, and you know, you could attach these to a door hanger, you could make them into an ornament of some sort, but as I said, I'm going to use this more than likely for the front of a journal. And then in the, let's see, the March box, I have a fairy door, clay fairy door that will be going in your box. And so I might use that on another front of a journal cover as well. And another exciting thing with the March box is I did an exclusive agreement with Card Hut for one of their stamp designs, and it will be exclusive to Dreams ETC only. So you cannot get this any other place than through the subscription box. And I can't wait to show all of you that stamp. So that will be coming in the next video as well.
Okay, so I'm just gonna maybe mess around here with the sleeve a little bit more. I'll probably cover up that brad. And I'm gonna call this good because I need to get this video out. I'm already like 3 weeks late with this. Again, I'm so sorry for the delay. I had, again, my son's wedding celebration, and, you know, that's just something I could not just put aside. So I do appreciate all of you being patient with me. Please leave feedback and comments. It's the one little thing that I ask, just to kind of get some sort of gauge on how you're enjoying these projects and the variety. I would love to hear comments on projects you would like to see me do in the near future. I will put those on my list, and I would love to hear any feedback and suggestions you might have on that. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you back soon with the next video.